Good evening, Mulishani, Mulishani. Welcome, welcome, come in. Chiten share, guys. Let's get started. Welcome, welcome. Five people watching. Let's wait. Muliko Zambia, Irene, you're in Zambia. That's good. Let's wait until we hit 20 people and then we can get started. Let me share about Nathan. How are you, comrade? We are fine, comrade. Let me share. Tufike nangu 20 lotwala yamba. How's everybody doing? Malibihabuti, Mulishani, Mulishani. Ba Oscar Mulishani. Long time. Good to see you, my father. Join me, join me. Do you want to join? I was even thinking of calling you today, Carly. Ba George Mumbi Mulishani. Ba Kabwe Mulishani. Share, guys. Twala yamba tufike konangu 20. We'll get started pretty soon. You can see today I'm wearing green, right? Things are looking green. By Patrick Mulishani. By George Mulishani. How's everybody? Tufike konangu 20 twala yamba. Eight people. Let me just tag people and then we can get started. Share, guys. Twala yamba ngata Africa, maybe 20 people will get started. We are only at 8, so I'm sharing. I'm sharing, guys. Good evening, by Patience Mlenga, Lamia Mulishani, by Grace Zulu Mulishani. How are you guys? We are here to talk about what's happening. The fuel price has gone up, and inflation, the kwacha is 27 something. And also we are here to talk about electronic voting. They are trying to bring in electronic voting. Let me just tag people and we can get started. Feel free to comment as well. Feel free to comment, guys. Invite people and share, guys. Invite people and share. So, yeah. Anyway, a lot is happening. I'm sharing, guys. We are almost at 20, so we'll start. Tag people, share with at least one person. Yeah, the situation is quite bad. Yeah. Situation is bad. Situation is bad. Mwe bantu bakwalisa. Katuchinga kuchiwafira ndashani. Katuchinga kuchiwafira mwafilosha mwisa olo wakatwish. I don't know what to say, guys. But I think the country has hit rock bottom. Apatu Africa number, the country has hit rock bottom. It is so sad what's going on. You know, economically, fuel, I think this is the highest record of fuel. I don't know what's going to happen, you know. So, Julio Wafia, guys, problems. We are in problems. We are at a loss of words. It's like, you know, we have said it all, but we don't know what to say. We don't know where the country is heading, you know. Katwishi Fintokofia. I know the opposition presidents, they had a press conference. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. As you know, I'm in a different time zone, so I'll try to catch up on what the president discussed. And also Siawan was, he's back. He was live yesterday. That's a good thing. I hope Siawan can offer credible checks and balances and help us. He has a huge following. Siawan has almost, is it 600,000 Zambians are following? Over 500,000 Zambians are following Siawan. So he's a huge influence, you know. He has a huge political influence in Zambia. Over 500,000 Zambians follow Siawan, and he's back on the scene, on the Zambian political scene. Like he said yesterday, he had a few comments, but I welcome Siawan on the Zambian political scene. Like I said myself, my inspiration to come and start speaking politically in 2021 came from Siawan. When I saw Siawan talking, I am like, Siawan is not a Zambian, but he's patriotic enough to speak up. And, you know, Siawan is back on the political scene. He said it himself yesterday. I didn't go through his video to see what he said, but it is good. And I hope that you offer credible checks and balances. So, if you're to back with this, but you know, things are not looking good. I don't know what you think. Comments below. Let's just chat. Tell me your thoughts. What are you thinking? You know, what are you thinking? But Agnes, what are your thoughts? But Gladys, what are your thoughts? Yeah. So I don't know. Otherwise, they need to do something seriously, because the way things are going, there is no solution in sight. You know, the economy is going to crash. Basically, if they don't do anything, the economy will crash. It is already crashed. Honestly speaking, the economy has already crashed. Because there is no way businesses are going to survive, families are going to survive. Fuel at 34, it means everything will go up. Everything will go up, guys. So I don't know what this new Dawn government is thinking. I really don't know. Katush. Matilda Mulishan. And then also I wanted to say a little bit on this voting, the electronic voting. I did a Google search, and only 21% of Zambians are actually on the internet. So I think Zambia is not ready to go to electronic voting. It's not. Zambia is not ready, because less than about 20% of Zambians are on the internet. So I think going to electronic voting equals to election malpractice. Yes, that is going to be an election malpractice if the government decides to go to electronic voting. That move will be illegal, They should not even consider it. Zambian government should not even consider electronic voting because less than 20% of the population is on the internet. It is in black and white. So why do they want to go to electronic voting? Why are they even thinking about electronic voting when less than 20% of the population is on the internet? Why? I just Googled the numbers and, in 2022, we had more people. We had more people on the internet in 2022. In 2023, the numbers reduced. So we have less people on the internet in 2023. So if the government wants to go to electronic voting, they should make sure that at least 90% of the voters are on the internet. So right now, the population of Zambia is about 20 million, and 4 point something million are on the internet. And out of the 4 point something, maybe the voters are maybe 10 million, 12 million. So we need at least 50%, 60 to 50% of the Zambian population must be online before the government considers going to electronic voting. We must speak against this, and we must actually tell this government it is not feasible. And if they go ahead with electronic voting, it is tantamount to election fraud. Yes. If they go ahead with electronic voting, it is equivalent to election fraud. It is going to be an election malpractice. So whoever, especially, looking at the numbers. Good evening, Karen. Looking at the numbers, guys, 20% of the Zambian population is on the internet. So if they want to bring in electronic voting, let them make sure that at least 50, 60, 70% of the voters are on the internet, of the population, So I don't know what they're thinking, It is going to be a problem, and we are not going to allow it. How are you, Mr. Mtukuzi Baroda Mlishan? So we are here to say electronic voting, guys. Electronic voting is going to be considered a fraud. They should not even think about it. Tag somebody, share with somebody. And it's in black and white, guys. If you like, go on Google, search how many Zambians are on the internet. The information is there. There are less than 20% of Zambians on the internet. And out of those 20%, how many are voters? So about 4 point something million Zambians are on the internet. So out of those 4 point something million Zambians on the internet, how many are voters? How many are qualified voters? So guys, the government of the day, by ECZ, you call ECZ, if you want to implement, this is my message to ECZ now. And all of you should be aware and talk about this. But ECZ, if you want to implement electronic voting, make sure that all at least 60% of not only Zambians, of registered voters, mumishi, mumakomboni, make sure that all those people, wambi okushitira abantu ama smartphone. Yes, by ECZ. If you want to bring electronic voting, make sure you start buying smartphones for all Zambians. Make sure you start educating people how to use the internet and how to get on the internet. Yes, by ECZ is one of your jobs, is to make sure that all Zambians are registered voters and that all Zambians are conversant with the voting systems that are going to be used. Now we all know that these voting machines, especially here in the USA, there were problems. Some of the voting machines, there were problems and they were used to rig elections. Some of these voting machines have even been discarded. They cannot be used. So we need to find out if they want to use electronic voting, what kind of machines they are using and where. But before we get to that, we must make sure, for us to even consider electronic voting, we must make sure at least 50%, 50 to 60% of the registered voters are on the internet and they have a smartphone and they know how to use the internet. And then we also need to have in place a third party to administer those electronic systems. We are not going to allow those people who were appointed by this new Dawn government to run the voting machines. If at all it comes to say we go to electronic voting, who is going to run those voting machines? We know what happened in Congo. We know that these electronics, these computers, they can be controlled. They can be controlled. People can put information and remove information. Even last election 2021, we had a problem with that, whatever called, what is computer or server at ECZ. There is no need for a computer room or a server at ECZ, especially when there is a question of the data being manipulated. Let's all make sure that this coming 2026, all of us in your polling station at the end of voting, the G20, everyone must capture the record on the G20. Take a picture and sign it before it leaves the polling station. Sign that G20, and we all of us will be telling ukuvota takwashupa. Counting votes is very easy. Why do we need computers to help us count? Mwebena Zambia, why do you need a computer to help you count? Mwali mwene chachike kumalawi, bale tanta mefyo mumila ini bapenda. Why do we need a computer to help us count votes? Ask yourselves. Why? But you don't complicate things. Na mufirwa kutungulule charo na mufirwa. Ubunga, bule butukira kuli 400 plus. Fuel, ili pari 30, ide butukira 35 kwacha. Era mwalunda, so all these months mwale tina fiokulunda. Era namba mwalunda from 27 to 34. Are you serious? Imagine kushango mokwali ba internet na mulia mwinete murusaka mumandevu. Go to this quarter township. Mandev is one of the biggest polling constituencies. How many people have smartphones mumandevu muli? People are living in poverty. ule fokuleta electronic voting system. First of all, improve the law. Every Zambian must have a smartphone. And it must be affordable internet. Right now, people who are working, they're struggling to buy bundles. So how can you bring electronic voting when the traffic actually has reduced? If you go on the internet, the number of internet users has reduced in Zambia due to economic hardships. Myself, I had a lot of connections there. Aba youth, abengi, aba iche, we used to connect and talk, but they don't call me anymore. They say, "Ma'am, we are rarely don't have a smartphone," and sometimes they don't have money for bundles. Yes. So how can they say they want to go electronic voting when they can't even maintain the internet, a solid internet connection in Zambia? Does that make sense? Does it make sense for this government to say they want to go electronic voting when people cannot even have a solid internet connection? Mwachiramo ba UPND na mufirwa longeni fye mwambye okulonga abantu n'abalanda. People have said that this government, they should resign. Wahakainde. Resign while people are still clapping for you, because when you are praising abachiri balemi rumba. Hi dear, how are you? Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Looking good. I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you. I'm tired. I've just rocked in about 20 minutes ago.
Okay. I didn't even think you will make it. I was just like, I have to talk about this, you know?
Yeah. Zambia.
Our guests as you come in. I don't know. The topics is the fuel, the electronic voting. Sia One is back on the scene. And then we had the opposition also had the conference. So you can pick a great our guests and then we go from there.
Yeah. Good evening, viewers, listeners, Mudibwanji, Mudishani, Mutoschwani, Mwaribi Habuti, Mudingai. Yeah, I want to we will not stop talking. We'll continue talking for as long as for as long as the Zambians are suffering, for as long as Mr. Fix It is not fixing things. Because Mwandi Nifile Chitika. Good evening, viewers. I can see you. Wamutukuzi, good evening. Nice to have you on the program. So as I said, Mwandi ni the Messiah, Katuish Mwandi. The Messiah needs some help. Either he bows down to failure, or he picks it up and makes the lives of the Zambians better immediately. Bantu amena Zambia baada kuchula Mwandini mama pumulo. A lot has happened, as you have said. The fuel, in electronic voting marefu kuleta po. And yet the democratic space has been shrunk in this country. If you can shrink democracy, how can we trust you with this same electronic voting? Huh? How can the Zambians trust you? Mulanda podionse murefu kuisatea. How much katwish? Anyway, those are my greetings. Let's proceed on with the program. Can you fire coffee open?
Thank you, Mama. So welcome, viewers. Chitani share. As you know, this is a new page. And we won't be here as often because you know, we are tired of the rhetoric. But because we love Zambia, we will be coming. We thought, me starting of this year, I thought things would improve in the country. That's why I said that I'll be coming here less. But now things have become worse. You know, it's true, the old adage which say the devil you know is better than the angel is you don't know has become true in Zambia. I'm actually biting my tongue, but I have to say it. You know what? It is true. They say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. You know, when they started that we thought it was a joke. We thought these people were just being funny. They had a funny sense of humor. But now it's not funny anymore. It is not funny anymore. And Zambians, apart, if you are a praise singer still clapping, shame on you. But praise singer, if you are still clapping, shame on you, because you know what? You will be clapping as you enter your grave. You will be clapping as you are burying your relatives from cholera. You will be clapping as your relative dies in the hospital because there was a power failure and everybody on oxygen died. Let us be real. Today I received a phone call, a certain hospital in Mufrila, Amanaitiachia. They don't have a backup power. And guess what? Anybody on oxygen, everyone on oxygen perished. This is the time for all Zambians to unite. We need to unite and speak one voice. Stand for the people. Last week, a plane couldn't land at Kenneth Kaunda. Why? Because there was no power. What international airport cannot have emergency power? There are solar panels. They can install solar panels. Quadrama genset, quadrama generator. Honestly, what kind of government do we have? Are these the technocrats that Mr. Hakainde boasted? To take us to a point where international huge flight, you know, Emirates, I've traveled on Emirates before. That is a big plane that is risking the lives of those people. Now, if that plane had not landed safely, you know what? Who will be liable for the lives on that plane? It is the Zambian government. The Zambia Airport Authority will be liable because they knew the plane would land. They knew they had to make sure there is lights on the runway. Praising where in the history ni muzambia mwana umfuapo fiati ama light paranwe ya chishima takwashiwa ama light, they have no backup. In hospitals people are dying, there is no backup electricity. Once ama light ingayaya, people are dying on oxygen. Now look at the economy, the way it is mwebantu. Economy said for kwacha fuel mwebantu bakwalesa dollar $27 kwacha. So well, your take, Mama, on this fuel thing and the everything that's happening. We wanted to take a break, but this is too much. It is too much. Vaakainde, you have to step down. Otherwise,
You know,
collaborate.
On everything, Mama Kumulo, it has come to hit Mr. HH right in the face because he was the biggest critic while in opposition. The biggest critic. Nothing his friends did were okay. He was God sent. That he's going to come and redeem and make the lives of the Zambian people better. He criticized everything, the dollar, the fuel, fertilizer, the cadres. But look at what is happening, cholera. It's disaster. It's just a chipante-pante government. That cholera center has become worse than a refugee camp, Mama Pumulo. Because those plastics that they are putting there, those hard plastic, they look like mattresses, now even have holes. You find yourself on the floor. People are dying. He blamed his friends that they did not know how to manage the country. They did not know a term called planning. And you see him going to the cholera center wearing a helmet. What a joke. A joker. This normally happens when you lie to your own people. When you give them fake promises. Failure to listen to other people. You know, Mr. HH has lied so much that I keep saying he's now become like those fake pastors. Ama followers doom. Then you'll be better. Now when his followers, it's like they are jinxed. They are jinxed. They will continue and continue praising and worshiping. Today I saw a photo of 3 bootlickers. 3 bootlickers in the name of Mr. Mianda was there. Then this pastor, what's his name? This famous pastor who went to Zimbabwe to go and monitor the elections. What is his name again?
Nevas Mumba.
Yeah, Nevas Mumba and Mr. Kavinded. Now I asked myself, hey, Kwena, in Saraka Pondo, you are ready to lose your morals. Ready to lose your morals. Nganivamianda, he even forsake the party that he created in the name of Heritage Party, so that now they can join the Bootlickers Association of Zambia. What a shame. What a big shame. It's really a chipante-pante government. UPND campaigned on a promise that they were going to fix. They came in and started blaming their predecessors. They had limitless defense on how long it was going to take them to govern the country properly. They promised the Zambian people gold, milk, and honey. But you can see, whatever they condoned their friends in the name of cadres, milling prices, fertilizer, cost of living, the dollar rate, the fuel. Here, somebody posts some of those to my writings that Mr. HH used to talk about. Ngani pali fuel, walunda kwa wanawo pali fuel. Nishiye tata mulungu, Zambia tayalale. And it came just up to 17 kwacha. Today, fuel is 34, almost 35, let me just say, 35. I bet you in the next one day, all prices are going up. Everything, essential commodities are going up. But people are still earning the same salaries. People are still earning the same salaries. When you complain, at go and wavereka wadia. What if it wukafye and manna falls from heaven? Everybody, everyone works. But one day, abena Zambia na wakaka belti, nomba belti yala balepula pamala nomba. You know when you pull a belt so tight, and then somebody is saying, no, your jeans will fall off. Tighten it, even tighter. Tighten it. You find now you have a separation. You are torn in between. This is what is happening. It's true. Ke ubungano mbawala fika muri 500 bamutale na lumango nefyumbu tafile moneka nefyumbu nafyo ngafya moneka nafyo umutengo umowine. How long can the Zambian people eat ifyumbu? Ubunga, people are doubting whether it is safe to eat that meal or not. Honestly, Madam Mutaena Lumango, it's a shame. You are a woman. A woman feels sorry for her children, but you are a letdown, Madam Nalumango. You are a real letdown. You have not demonstrated your motherly love to the Zambians. You have been mute. One would think a vice president would be a number one advisor to the president. But sometimes we doubt whether you even get near to whisper. Kuri bakateka to know. Bakateka mwandi abana besu balechula. Because that's what Mr. HH said on a radio program. When that man called him and he said, hello, Mr. HH, hello. Oh, Murishani wa HH. Awe taturi wino tatule chula. And the caller says, ba HH, tamula ati. Zambia ilife wino. Tabale chula abantu. Imwebe neni mukesa chusha abantu na west. Mukesa chusha, and that video has now come into reality. More for Mr. HH, that video is now reality. Because that's what that man said to you. First, you spent so many of your early years blame game. Up and down like Tom and Jerry, up and down. What did those 60-something trips bring for the Zambian people? Zilch, nothing. Today, that's when you are seeing reality now on the ground. You have shrunk the democratic space. No opposition can meet, nothing. And the donors are watching you. So very soon, 2025, will be a year when, something is going to give. Something has got to give, Mr. HH. You are not the Messiah. You are not God. Allow other people to participate in the country's democracy. Zambia teyenu mweka iyo ba Mr. HH. Teyenu mweka yabonse Zambia. Twami papata. Probably other people have got a better message. Now Mr. Lungu has to join other parties in order for his voice to be heard. And then you clamp down almost all radio stations. Almost all radio stations, Mama Pumulo, were clamped down today so that Mr. Lungu's message would not be transmitted. Police even went and surrounded some guest house where party members were gathering in readiness to go to the venue where this meeting was going to be. Honestly, even UPNG kashmu abashali mwafiaru ashali mula mwanakwati mukateka wamu ya. No. Even if you win the elections in 2026, I bet you there will come a time when you will have to go. There will come a time when people will say, Kwena tuanaka na imwe, it's time for you to go. Because you have just taken this country to the worst limits. First of all, you lie, your lies are unbearable. Umondo mukaramba, uya na kuchechi.
But the lies that you come out of the mouth, kwena to publish. But then what do you expect, Mama Pumulo, from a narcissist? What do you expect from someone who tells lies all the time? What is he going to give? What message is he going to give the Zambian people? Nothing. No message of hope. Mr. HS, the President of the Republic of Zambia, the buck stops at you. It stops at you. You are the one calling the shots. You are the one on that hot seat. Do something. You went and said you had restructured the day to go. Mwawela. Natotu inotuwe na Zambia. Yeah. Bali has restructured the date. Fish village tika. Another lie. Nothing was done. But all that just for clout. When you lie, you should even have shame. When your leaders start telling lies, they should have shame. And we are not even, now I'm not even talking about the lies in opposition. I'm talking about the lies that they have continued telling the Zambian people while governing. These are the lies I'm talking about. But guess what? Lies have short legs. Lies have short legs. But tuishi my memory mwakwata mwandini because ubufi bwenu I think ma PhD mumuto mwe kamulaba ubufi bwenu but ubufi bwenu bulesa bwayifumi nafye palwerere pambiribiri wafuma ubufi bwenu abena Zambia bayishira bufi ubwo but you continue lying twami papata. You know, create a democratic space in Zambia. We want to hear alternative messages from other people. Tuanaka na imwe. Thank you, Mama Pumul.
Nantotela Mama Nick. I see that
we can't hear you. You're mute.
You. I'm on mute now. Can you hear me now?
Very.
Can you hear me now?
Just a little bit.
No.
All right. Nganomba.
I can hear you, but not very clearly.
Okay.
Anyway, go on.
I can hear you loud and clear, though. Yeah, but you know, we're just here to say it's really sad what has turned out, what this whole new Dawn government has turned out to be. Like, but Dr. Kazila, good to see you. I hope we are on the same page now, but Dr. Kazila, because on the other page, I'm sorry I ended up blocking you because we had a difference in opinion, but I hope we are on the same page, right, Dr. Kazila, because you are in diaspora like myself, and what is happening in Zambia should be condemned by all well-meaning Zambians, especially for us who are privileged to be in diaspora, and we are here where there are social services, where people do not have to starve, where basic human rights are fulfilled for every citizen. Things like safe drinking water, housing, food are provided to the poor. Yes. So what I want to say is it's just a shame, really. It is just a shame what this government has turned out to be. Can you hear me?
Let me get out of the program and then come back.
Yeah, rejoin. Yeah. So this is this, guys. So cholera is a disease of poverty and out of shame, really, I think by HH they have failed. To be honest, by HH now and I think it's time for HH and his government to partner with the opposition. This is not about you by HH. I think our politicians must swallow their ego and make it about Zambians, not about themselves. We can't have politicians regrouping in a party after party. Lelo bali mu UNIP, lelo bali mu MMD, buli abushiku bali mu PF, lelo bali mu UPND kwe bati badye. So imwe mama politicians mulefu okulya nga bena Zambia. Ask yourselves, you politicians, is it all for your bellies? What about Zambians? Don't you think Zambians deserve to have a life? You're in Mkwete? You politicians, Zain, good to see you. I was reading somewhere, there's an article on YouTube written by international journalists, and they are talking about the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the analysis was that these politicians are the reason their people are in poverty, because they keep going to government they keep going in politics to be rich. Imamama politicians, don't you think it is time you serve the people instead of trotting from one political party to another? But never smumba lero mulera ndira ba UPND. But never smumba, I think you should be ashamed of yourself. I saw a post which he wrote, and in that post he referred to PF. I'm like, this is the same confusion. Oh, at Yalande Coffee at PF was worse. Yes, PF was worse, and that's why Zambians put them choir, because they were not good. But at this time, Papa to Africa, PF is looking like the better devil, for lack of better words. Because I'm a Zambian tabashire po bunga pali 300 kwacha. Dollar tayashire po pali 27 kwacha. Ama light pa international airport. Johnny ma sausage ine tayayirepo. We never had that power pa international airport na here. Meanwhile, you turn around and exporting power. Amataba ku Eastern Province kuri shortage ya amataba kuri abantu kula tantamina amataba really? Tia muka unda mu Federal Republic elo twale tantamina ama basic needs. For Bahaka inde to shamelessly where the heart of being a Zambian president when he is running this country to the ground. Bahaka inde shame on you. Shame on you. People like Never Smumba, you ought to be ashamed as well. All of you globetrotting to go into UPND so that you save your contracts, so that you are given, your businesses are favored. Shame on you.
No morals.
Yes. These Zambian
No
politicians
morals.
are a shame.
Yeah.
Support our HH so that you are here. Zambians when about 400. Our salaries have not increased. Those who are lucky to get a job, more 70% of the population, they are not employed. How do you think they are surviving? But imamuli grab trotting you join Hakainde and the condemning PF. It's not about PF or HH. It's about the Zambian people. When is that going to sink in your brains? When you Zambian politicians, where the honey is, whoever is calling the shots, Okomwaya, shame on you, Zambian politicians, shame on you. You are the problem in Africa. You are the problem, because even if HH gave mining or whatever tax holiday, we have other resources. Even if HH gave tax holiday to those mining companies, we have other resources which can be tapped. But instead of you, opposition leaders, some of you, standing to help Zambians, you are helping yourselves. That is the problem, Africa. Babao Sampa is helping himself. Babao Sampa, politics, Sampa. Is he helping the electorate, the masses? South Africa. I'm sure they are living it up. Tabari Mukombon. They're in an upscale neighborhood where there's no load shedding and they can eat whatever they want. But Zambians are just failing to buy a bag of meal. And now, Ubunga empowerment. How dare you? How dare you reduce Zambians to nothing? You are even calling Ubunga empowerment? I saw one minister na Kwatachi warehouse, Chabunga. Na walembana pabunga empowerment. Ubunga is a basic need. It's not empowerment. Empowerment. You are hopeless. We need to change this narrative in Zambia. And we must hammer on these people like even a neighbors, Mumba, Winter Kabimba, Tayali Alesha. Tayali tried until they clamped him because he was not being politically correct. And now Tayali, for the fear of going to jail, Kokulanda. But kuli abantu abakwebati bali minine padi abalefo kuba ama politicians to lead Zambia. But they are busy running behind HH so that they can eat. Now, what are the Zambians going to eat? Ama Zambians wenawala yenshi. Pali obunga bulefika pali 300. Dollar ya opo ya Afrika pali obunga. Fio na balunda, fio se fialaya up. So how do you think the Zambians will survive? Is my question. I don't even want to say bad things because he claims to be a man of God. But you know, it's just so irritating. I get irritated and disappointed. Every time I see a post from him, he wrote that book, Zambia Shall Be Saved. But never, Sumumba, is this how Zambia is going to be saved? By betraying your own people? Is Zambia going to be saved by betraying your own people?
You know, that's why, Mama Pumulo, I would like to say, for this country now, it's time Zambians voted for a woman president. Enough of these men. All they want is Akarilo to fatten their tumabellies. You mean they did not make money all these years? Surely Vamianda, old enough to be my father. He's still bootlicking. Katuishifra vaile mukulandoko. Gatuma favors vaile mukufwaya. Imawamianda, if you were in opposition, do you think you would have even been accorded space in the State House? But never Smumba. How many political parties are you going to bootlick? Papa upiti mwafilwa. Mwafilwa. You are forever bootlicking. But you know, you must check yourself. Look at yourself. I think all these people you go and bootlick to have now known what type of a person you are. Vakavindeli Nabo, at his age, still bootlicking. These people, grown-up men. But kwena, it is time for a woman president. Maybe Zambia shall be saved. If we now look for a woman who is going to take this country to greater heights. Because when you look at the same UPND, it has not performed as expected. We've talked about Mirimil, street vendors. Tieni ku Forest 27, mwale yumfwa. Forest 27 mu parliament umo. Mwale vika neminwe mu matumba. Ngati tabwera titenga. Ija Forest 27. Mwaimona nomba ifyo ya Kabai government. That seat is hot. By chimwale yumfwa. Hey, they are corrupt. Hey, they've given themselves plots. Kuma Forest 27. Mwaisa ingiramo mwasanga vyati na bantu benu nabo emo bali. Ati mukwae emo turi. Mwafira napa kuikatira. You see how corrupt things are. Corruption, when you are not disciplined, it's very easy for you or equally to be swallowed into corruption. Our vice president, mu parliament about her association with a certain mine. Everybody saw Mwari Monefe Baishre Babaika ba Narumango. Uku Babaika mu parliament. So I don't know. I'm going to check. What are you going to check? The answer is, are you a shareholder in this mine or not? Huh? Nanomba tuchitula lolela batwebe fira ba baba yike mu parliament. Huh? Ukuse kaba nenu mwale baseka. Ero tutino tuma praise singers na tumbi utudi pano pa programu. Mama Pumulo, certain people who are here, they blocked us. Kutu blocker. I was blocked. Simply giving a reality of what is obtaining on the ground. You don't go through what we are going through here in Zambia. Huh? Ukoku diaspora, a dollar is a dollar. Kuno, in Africa, we depend on the dollar rate. That's how the economy has been working. When the kwacha falls, everything in the shop, the prices go up, but the salaries remain stagnant. That is what I was talking about. But I say all these things, I try and make you know who I'm talking about. I try to make you see. But what did you do? You blocked me. Hey, Papa, we are 3 years down the line. Tell me what achievements have been made. Tell me. Because abavota bantu. Huh? First, the whole 3 years you allocated to blame game. 3 years more posensta. Huh? We have brought CDF to 28 million. Something that has never happened, huh? But guess what? You have always remained an under 5 government, because that is what the late Michael Chilufya Satame, so rest in peace, called you under 5 government, because you do not want to listen to critics. Critics build you. But said you will come and improve the livelihood of the Zambians. But the Zambians have become poorer than they were 3 years ago, Mama Pumulo. Poorer. Abalanda kofye mwasenda. Abalanda kofye mwasenda. And now you want to bring electronic voting. In electronic voting, hey, ooh, God help Zambia. It's a good thing. But the question is Africa ready for electronic voting? That is the question we must be asking ourselves. Is Africa ready? Have you put all structures in place for Zambia to go the electronic way? Bama yo senge okokulu apula. Shebalishwa nefyo computer imoneka. Napa huiswi la computer. Mulande kwa chabo ama Zambians kuma diaspora. Ebo mle folks the target to vote electronically.
you know what? Like you know, America, it's mail-in ballot. Like Americans who are not in the USA, balabatumina in the mail. Hello, America, 100% of the people in America, they're on the internet. In Zambia, only 21% of Zambians are on the internet, which is like 4-point-something million people. Now, out of those 4-point-something million people, how many are eligible voters? So we find that the number is even less. We find that maybe 2-3 million people are eligible voters. Of a population of 20 million, we have maybe between 10 to 12 million eligible voters. So what is going to happen with these 8 million people who are not on the internet? And I just did my research. The usage of the number of internet users has dropped because of our economic hardships. In 2022, we had more people on the internet. Now it has reduced by like a substantial amount.
Because a Zambian would rather buy a bag of meal than pay for internet.
Internet is a luxury.
Exactly. It's a luxury.
Starlink nice.
Starlink, yeah, Lutu. Yeah, Lutu.
But you know what? Starlink should be cheaper. This government should make policies to make sure that every Zambian can afford Starlink. It's only like $500 a month to service the area. So I don't know what is really happening, why the internet service is so bad, despite having a Starlink in Zambia.
Ala, we don't even know whether we are even going to see Milimio by the end of this year, baby. Because even when you look at the rainfall pattern, Mama Pumulo, there is serious climate change in Zambia. But we don't even hear anything being talked about with regards to climate change. There's no rain in Zambia. This is the time when people are supposed to put urea on their maize. But you cannot put urea on your maize when there's no rain. Because you know what I mean? How many people grow their maize through irrigation? Huh? How many people can afford boreholes? You see what I mean? So what is the alternative? What are the plans that they have set aside in case the rains have come now to a standstill?
Is it to import your plan?
Yeah. Import. Import, repack, and kula paper Zambians at this is nutritious meal. When you know very well, my GMO mates
about Ego Meeting Limited, whoever owns that company, because until UPND leaves government, be assured that most of the meal will be imported. Because they have killed the agriculture sector purposely so that their companies can import meal from South Africa and resell it to Zambians. It is so sad.
There is such a huge food insecurity in Zambia, and Zambians are living below the poverty line. Meal, which is a vital item for the people of Zambia. It's a staple food. The population in Africa is growing every day. Every day it's growing. We have all these resources, but guess what? It is not the people in the West who come to plunder our resources. It's us ourselves, the African leaders, who make corrupt decisions.
Yes.
You understand? It's not the West. Us, the African leaders, we make corrupt decisions to sell our minerals so that we can gain something for ourselves and not for the Zambian people. The decisions that our leaders are making are the ones that are wrong. So don't blame the people in the West that they come and get our resources. No, we have the right to say you will not get our minerals at this price. You want our minerals? Yes.
The leaders there
come and build the
we
factory.
demand a fair price, and they got it.
Yes, and they got it. And now, wa Macron abo barisa kwate chifukushi kwate katuishi. Huh? In a country where you have so much minerals and your population is so large, but they still have to suffer load shedding. Mulenje ba France kwali bako load shedding. You cannot compare the population in France to the population in say maybe in Mali. It's 3 times more. But the people who have the resources undergo load shedding, they are as poor as hell. Meanwhile, the people that are coming to get their minerals at almost nothing continue to enjoy amafile mignon. You see what I mean? These decisions that you leaders go and make. Huh? That's why I'm saying now it is time for a woman to take over the leadership of Zambia. Let us try a woman. Maybe a woman who have, not even maybe, a woman has a heart for her people, for her children. You have been a letdown, a serious letdown.
Musical chairs. You know, Zambian politicians, they play musical chairs. Zambian politicians, games. Very few Zambian men. You know what? I come back to Chirufya Tayali. Chirufya Tayali, somehow he stood his ground until they started going after him too. He felt threatened at Wala Mukaka. But Baba Shala, ni musical chairs. Ni mamuselela kwa kaba.
Yeah.
Eh? Kasonde Mwenda is another exception.
Yeah.
Kasonde Mwenda is another exception. Balungu
it's sad.
is looking like a better devil of the two, because even if there was Kadarism, abantu baledia, economy was contained, things were in order. Not Yababa Isa. Eh? Our Zambian men, you are let down one dini. How do you sleep at night? You are a politician. Do you know the definition of a politician?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't know. Politician kulala ndiro tufumo twenopo mwambira.
Nokuya papatira amachito mwefikote.
Instead
you
of
are
being
still
in
going.
business, these old men should have industries to employ youth. Yes.
You know, not all of you. I'm not saying all the Zambian men are like that. But kwena, our male leaders, have been ashamed. Yes.
For example, Panji Kaunda, ile post bamupera, Panji Kaunda should be an entrepreneur.
Imagine.
Those people, if you are over 60, 70 years old, you should be an entrepreneur. You should not be anywhere on a government payroll. You should be the one owning businesses and employing our youth. No, by 70 years, kuya kuyi Mwana kusoka timu Zambia kuyaleta bamudala bako bati baba funishe mu retirement home. I was seeing the teams of the soccer teams, the AFCON, the coaches who are there, they are young. The teams who are doing well, they have young coaches.
Have you seen the Zambian coach? Have you seen the Zambian what do you expect?
They have a black coach. Even other teams are coach Zambia, we have to change this. Imam say if you are 65 years old, you should not be on government payroll as a civil servant unless nuevo MP or whatever elect abantu. Kwati bale abantu bakuchita elect. But the president should not be appointing anyone above 65 years old. These people should be entrepreneurs, having industries to hire by youth. No, by mama fiko tenmo mwe bali mumanchito mulepo ka payroll. Nga by youth bakala, how are the youth going to survive? Mulese next shaba youth bapanji kaunda. How many of you? Abena kabindero kwa abena mianda, abena winter kabimba. Shame on you guys. But never but you started the industry to employ the youth instead of clapping for a political party you are supposed to be opposing. You are busy clapping for it. How is Zambia going to be saved? How? Look at people how they are dying like flies in hospitals. Cholera right now.
It's very sad. Ngani cholera. I have never, in all my lives that have been, in all the years that I've been on this earth, this is the first time I've had cholera. Ati, boil your water to brush your teeth. Can you believe it, Mama Pumulo? So, nga wabuko luchelo nga wasanga takuri amaraiti koshembabula kafyamesh, then brush your teeth. That means the situation is BAD.
You know what? It boils down to Lusaka City Council not having the chemicals, water treatment center. When you pipe water to the homes, you should treat that water before it goes in the pipe.
It's simple. It boils down to bad governance. It's as simple as that. Bad governance. Mwafumi abantu abayishi benchito. Just because you, for fear of saying no, their political affiliation is ABCD. Mwababika kuwaya, but you continue paying them. Wastage of taxpayers' money. Mwabika abantu abenu. Why not retire them? Mwabalipira n'endalama shabo. Baya. But you continue paying them.
You know what, Anik? This same redeployment, atifi yakuri yobo shufufumina kumalushi. You don't even the experts. They
the
have
technocrats.
They have put the real experts on forced leave, pending retirement. And grade 12 dropouts are being hired into sensitive positions. We know the news leaked in education, Ministry of Education. So where else are they hiring grade 12 dropouts just to get a paycheck? Those who don't know their job. And now this is why this country is shutting down. Mwamona, if you are fumina kumalush, mule ingisha bulirube ni ba grade 12, majiji nti abasha sambidira. Government is complex. Government say yakubula fyo wa ikutobu hadi ya chikuruna na kwataka ale flashing aka UPND card mwampera kapoto. These are crimes against humanity you are committing. You will pay. You will pay. Because when it is said and done, we are going to review all the crimes you have committed as a government against Zambians, and the chickens will come to roost.
Yeah. Hey, I want 60 years of independence. We are still importing Nenko Koshonse. I want to borrow a word from Patrice Lumumba. He says, when you elect hyenas to take care of chickens, why should you be surprised when the chickens are eaten? Why should you be surprised? That's what PLO Lumumba said, you know. Boastfulness. No, boom, big news. But you don't talk about your failures. I've never heard a government that has never, I've never seen a government that has never accepted its failures. They are so defenseful, including their praise singers, to choir masters. But ukuchula tulechulira bupamu bonse. But they are ready to go mumanda. But pakati pabu shiku etule kutumina phone. Oh mayonga phone kona 100 kwacha. Ino mwana alwala. Inena lafena tumina ba Fred Joe. Ba Fred Joe. Eba lako afwako. Nangu ba Fred Joe stroke Samson. Pusha ine. It's a joke what is happening in Zambia. Eno mlefu okuleta ko electronic voting, yo in electronic voting. God help you, electronic voting. Huh? I pray and hope this is not another way to rig elections. I pray and hope so, you know. Because already
we had a problem. Kuno United States in the last election, if my voting machine, if a computer is made, a computer is programmed. So how the hell do they want to bring computers mukuma voting when less than 20% of the population are not on the internet? I want to have a smartphone. Why do they want to complicate things?
already we've seen, it's very clear that the opposition are never entertained by our grandmother, our Uyosho Tembo, he wrote a letter of complaint. He was not even allowed 10 steps in. To date, nothing has happened. There's been no response. No electronic voting. Who's going to even do who say anything? It will be yours and yours only to manage. But during the time of voting, you used to be there in Mulungushi. I used to see all of you, your leaders, you were there. Parallel voting, huh? Ama votes from this district. Your people are there, they send you the votes. The current, the ruling government also sends the vote. You compare, you agree. It was there. And this time, Mr. Hakainde, you genuinely won those votes. I would like to say that. You genuinely won those votes. Those 2.8 votes, you won them. Whether you deserved them or not is another case. Whether you deserved them or not is another case. Because now you have led the Zambian people into serious abject poverty. Serious abject poverty. Badia ba youth badia aba wukire 03 bambina mama gowns. Ndabeba ina mama wukire 03. Mami stenze kuziba. Simwenza kuziba. Do a bit of research about these people that you're thinking of putting in power. Do some research. Where have they worked before? How have they associated with other workers? You understand, eh? Mama Pumulo. How somebody has associated with other people in the past is very, very cardinal. What type of a person is this? Umuntu tabombako nabantu as a junior officer. Awafepa top. Uchitafe direct. No. How does he listen to others as well who are above him, because we, the Zambian people, are above the president. We are the president's bosses. Those people there, the president, the MPs, one civil servants, they are our servants. Maybe I must remove the civil servants. They are our servants. One say, Avena Sylvia must say, well, one say, they are our servants. We put, the Zambian people put them there. And so their offices should not become sacred, where to go there, to enter that office and make a complaint. No, those offices should be open. They should create an open door policy where Zambians can come in and lay their complaints and tell them what is going wrong. But to see them, it's like huh? Allowing your cadres to go and to start insulting men of God who are merely trying to give you guidance. Huh? Ati Lucifer. Nomba Lucifer alikuisa. Uyo Lucifer ali muchipatala na nomba achira lero lera kidney. Lucifer lero lera kidney. Mwawona? They say fiwaba. They sani mariotola. Tanga shaiyo. Huh? That's why I said nobody is 100% perfect in terms of health. Nobody. Health finds you at any time of your life. It can bring you down. So stop disrespecting other people. It is not good. It is not good. Mwema leaders, stop disrespecting the Zambians, because this is what you are doing. You are disrespecting the Zambians by making them suffer. Because what is paramount for the Zambians? Ukudia first. Before anything is done, they need to have a good balanced diet in their body. Then they go to work. Second, they need to have good medical facilities. So that ngabalwala ekobalea. Abanenu badyanshike. This I'm going to tell you today. PF badyanshike. Go around the country and see the hospitals that PF built. PF, as for the medical institutions that you built, I salute you. Even if it cost you 10 times more than what it was supposed to be. I cannot say more evidential. I don't know. But at least the facility was provided. Ukokwiba, the laws will take care of that. But at least, even if you store, you provided the facility. I salute you. Nomba badenu, wekarafie, critiquer. But good enough, nomba bena Zambia na wasalapuka. Babalore shafie. Balore shafie. Nangubarande, they're just looking at them. That's why nomba chabatora kuli electronic voting. Because now Shivata bena Zambia. Majority of them are not happy.
And we'll talk against it. It is not going to happen. Turipano. Zambia is not ready for electronic voting. Only 20% of the Zambians are on the internet. So who the hell is going to vote? If ghosts? Are you going to create fake people to be on those registers? Yeah. That's why they are buying all these people in opposition, bringing them under their wing so that they don't expose these things. But Turia, politician, you have no shame. You are the one who was supposed to be speaking against this. But you won't say you are going to kneel at Haka Inde's feet so that you don't talk against the wrong things this government is doing. But just remember that Zambia is a Christian nation. God is raising up Davids. New people are being risen. As you go and kneel at the feet of HH, there are young Davids being risen every day in Zambia. I'm so impressed. If you look at the number of youth who are speaking, that is what God does. So as those old men are coming to kneel at your feet, young people are being risen to expose what you're doing. Kulika viral kariaka kudia why me? Why me is a nobody. They have tried to shut him up, but chalanda. Bamukaka bamukakurula afuma na message imoini. Chimona ifwe pana. They have tried to shut us up. Delete our page. We are still here talking. Wengi abantu balelanda. So imwe bale amkufukamana pamolu yaba HH. So that you don't talk. Alabantu naba nisula. Because the apa you don't government opo ifikire. There is nothing they can hide. Chimona okwebati balifyo gwamba. But when bale monat naba fuala. They are exposed, and even a baby, not to nyatonse, to grade 1 to alish, bokwebati, LPF yale teka, economy yali wino munganda. Everyone knows that this government has failed. It's a disaster. Na ilete nsala mchalo. So, imamuma politician, to save your face, just start talking for the Zambians. ECZ, my last word now is to ECZ. ECZ and all the institutions who have been corrupted. We are keeping records, and the chickens will come to roost. You will be answerable. You are going to be answerable of your corrupt practices as a civil servant. You are getting public fund. You are not being paid from Haka Inde's pocket. All the money you are being paid imwe ba Katrina Mova na yuko ku ECZ ba Neri Munti Katwish na imwe judges, Zambia police, the entire judiciary, National Assembly, and all the political elections, election institutions in Zambia. You are all civil servants, so you are accountable to the Zambian people. Remember that HH has got immunity, and it will take time for him to be prosecuted. But imwe, HH kesa fuma pofie, nama legal proceedings yayamba against you. Think twice. It will not happen in 2026. It might not happen in 2026. But in 2031, definitely HH will not be the president in 2031. And then the chickens will come to roost. And as you all know, people who are rich, people who have money, they live longer. Not panji kaunda bali muma 80 years, na bantu bambi bali muma 60 years. So in bali muma 60 years, you will live until 2031. You will still be alive. Kabiri, you have money. When you are sick, you go to Sipatala, you get healed. So in civil servants, starting from the judiciary, National Assembly, Kuma Zambia Police, you will be life here will be a life of watching over your shoulder. You have no peace because of what you are doing. Tamakakwate peace. Then Zambia police, Kuzambia police na problems. They are doing selective application of the law. If you are in charge, Kuzambia police, you are giving orders. How old are you? 2021, you know these charges are going to come after you. You are going to live the rest of your life looking over your shoulder. Registrar of societies, you are going to live your life looking over. But Nelly Moti Munibaiche, Mukakwanya 8 years because you are healthy, you take care of your health. So come 2026 or 2031, the law is coming after you. The only way to move forward and develop Zambia is to put these people who are corrupt, bring them to the law and charge them. Then the rest, that's the only way we'll build Zambia. If we don't charge these people who are corrupt nowadays, that's the word, short word to describe everything. corrupt practices, starting from the National Assembly to ECZ to Zambia police. The only way Zambia will be saved is making an example of this current crop of leaders. And it is coming. Me, I'm going to join that coalition. The person I want to work with is Kasonde Mwenda because he never changes. We are going to affiliate. Wherever Kasonde Mwenda will be there because he's a man of the people. And the
But the other day, the other day you said now you're affiliating with ECL.
It's a one team. I haven't finished. Even ECL too. So it's going to be a coalition of people who mean well. Yes. ECL, Kasonde Mwenda, and you know these are the two main people on my list. Why I say Kasonde Mwenda? Because Kasonde Mwenda has never changed. He's a man of his word. And why I say ECL? Because ECL is the biggest threat to HH. So he cannot push around the ECL. He cannot. And ECL has the experience of ruling Zambia. We just want to say, if we partner with ECL, for me, I only have one condition to say, if I partner or affiliate with ECL, he shall put zero tolerance to cadarism. That's the only thing. In tribalism and regionalism. Those were the only two big things that were a problem on ECL. So me, I'm ready to partner with the ECL as long as there's no cadarism. I will partner with ECL. Actually, it's not following. Apart to Africa number, we are partners with ECL because we are fighting for one cause. So we will partner or affiliate with ECL as long as ECL condemns cadarism and regionalism and tribalism. ECL is the biggest threat to HH. So, PF, but they have pushed us to go to PF because all these ones are big. They are kneeling at the feet of HH. Eh? So what do you want us to do? I'm done, Mama. I didn't want to go to ECL, but all these other leaders, they are working for their bellies. When you wake up in the morning, they are clapping for HH. When all of you opposition, you are clapping for wrong things. Abantu balefwa, mulikolera mukyalo. In Salah, like all these problems that we are having, are you politicians clapping at HH's feet in order? Have you no shame? In other words, just quit your political parties and join UPND. In Zambia is a democracy. You have a right for your own affiliation. You are not fooling anybody, but you are just making fool of yourselves. You have a political party, you go and clap for UPND. You are fooling yourself. Quit that political party and join UPND and HH and clap over there. I commend, there are some people who have actually joined the HH publicly. Quit their political parties and join HH, yes. But for you to have your own political party and you are clapping for HH, that is hypocrisy. You are fooling yourselves. We are seeing you for what you are. So it's a shame on you and your dignity. I'm done, Mama. You can go ahead with yours.
Mama Kumulo. So my parting shots as well before I log out. It's now time for Africa to also go the electric way. We now have to start investing in these electric vehicles. We have the minerals to manufacture the batteries. And so when we have been asking Mr. HH to tell us, to disclose those MOUs he signed, and we propounded on that. These are the reasons. No, bring the factory here. Those are MOUs you should be signing. Tell those people ati mrefu manganese and all that. You want cobalt? Come and build the factories and build those same electric batteries, and you export to their country. Because that's the only way out, Nomba. We cannot continue depending on petroleum. We can't. You've seen that prices of petroleum is rising every 3-4 months. It's going high, and it's affecting the economy, because once price of fuel, of petroleum go up, everything goes up. Literally everything goes up. Everything. Nothing remains behind. Fuel is the source of everything. Medical facilities go up. Education, even if they say there's free education, they need to get into minibuses to go to school. They need books, they need shoes, they need raincoats in the time of rain, they need food. And so these minerals need to bring prosperity to the Zambian people. But instead, we are giving prosperity to foreigners. And it's very clear that African leaders are very weak at negotiating deals. Katwishinga akutina basungu nga mwayoku mwambo kututuma. You fail to negotiate good deals.
You know what, Hanik? If on Ingana Pama deals, you know these our Sungunga guys have to negotiate deals. They want maximum profit. So they just give them briefcases. They corrupt them.
Yes.
They corrupt them and they accept. So what we need is people. Imagine in PH, it was private accounts, offshore private accounts.
Why do you think
that
countries
money is
like
going into their private accounts instead of Bank of Zambia?
Why do you think countries like Switzerland, their citizens live very comfortable lives? Because African leaders, a lot of African leaders invested their money in their accounts in Switzerland. And now when they died, not even their wives knew that there was money in their accounts. Exactly. So then what happened? The government there of Switzerland now are enjoying that money. Their citizens are enjoying.
You African leaders, you are better off unanguni 1 million bribe bakupera yaingira mu Bank of Zambia, at least yara yafa kwa abantu. Because kulia kuma private account mwetwala nga mwafwa impieshi yeshishalira abasungu tukalanda shani.
So there is need for participation from everybody. Now, having said that, taturefa mwambo kuleta ama retired, recycled bamianda ba nevers. Mwalichita abandoned. You abandoned your political parties. Na bali anjikuite ba muzungu anikonde. Bali abena ba muzungu alikonde. Bali abadayi ngemishishi yonse bashidaya. Black. I'm being personal, but now I'm telling you, every government that comes, you are there. It's a shame. It's time for you to retire. Retire. You've made your money. 2 of you there have been vice presidents. What more do you want? You are behaving like little children. finally, I want to address Vash promise. I'm going to become rhetoric. A footballer never scores a goal alone unless it's a penalty. There is participation from all stakeholders. Listen to the people of Zambia. Let the people of Zambia participate. Opposition or otherwise, they are equally Zambians. And so let them participate. Mama Pumulo, I thank you.
Thank you. Bampombo is trying to join. Bampombo, can you try again? You are not blocked. Try again. Let me try and add you. Can you try again before we go? Request to join. I'm trying to request to add you, but you
Mama Pumulo, while you are trying to add Bampombo, I want to ask you if you heard of a story of a woman that was shot in Chainda by the police, live bullets again. There was a lady who was shot in Chainda and was buried last Saturday. Again, the police, gone are the days when the police go and control a situation and use tear gas. This time the police are going in and shooting to kill, live bullets. I'm yet to get the full story of how that woman died, what she did. But no matter what sin you have committed, the police should not be using live bullets. We say no to this. So it's another topic that we really need to address. How did that woman die from live bullets?
Bampombo, try again. Let me try to add you. Elect, I don't know. Maybe it's your internet connection, but it's trying to add you and then it's failing. It's saying
yeah,
joining.
there is. I think he has joining.
It's
okay.
saying joining, but the connection is weak.
Yeah. So that's that. I mean, Mr. HH has been very rhetoric on the deaths of Mapenzi Chibuye, Nsaman Sama, and so on and so forth. But there, a lady died just last week, shot by the police. Nothing has been said about it. No matter what sin he or she commits, the police have to move with caution.
I don't know, Ilekana, by Oscar, try one more time before we sign off. Try to join. It's adding you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mwandini, niba nani. These people by UPND, they are hypocrites.
No, Mama Pumulo, a life has been lost. It's very sad. Even if it's one person's life. And so here I agree with the same Mr. Hakainde Hichilema when he keeps on talking about the deaths of these people, how they were killed through live bullets. Live bullets. It is wrong for the police to start carrying live bullets, but they are still doing it under the governance of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Zambia. The police are still going out with live bullets. So something has got to be done. Instead of only targeting opposition leaders, they have to do something about the police going out with live bullets. But in what opposition leader alekwata meeting ukuno vaima na mapeka
America vaima
vaima
Southern province, nobody's talked.
Utuwelewele first twatukana ero batu nini kanendeke mali morako batupera kona mbasera
twenda mundeke nomba tulatino okulina mu basi twenda mundeke.
So mulenje bautotu inotu bantu, let's be very honest. When you really look at them, can they afford to pay those airfares? Can they really afford to pay those airfares. Abena Zambia bale chula, but mwaingisho tu bantu at 10 nomba mule tukana abena Zambia. Tukana minini kendeke. Imamule afya mukutukana. Kwena ma leaders ya msangoshani tulekwata Zambia. Huh? And the police are very selective. Very selective. You go in a panotate in Jimmy, I go and report to Mulandu police. Barando Shafeta, Mama Matipa. Oh, you are the one who likes telling the president that Mr. Hakainde has done ABCD. He has done ABCD. They won't even attend to me. I'm telling you. It's been a lovely topic. It's unfortunate that Oscar has failed to join.
Oscar, but he
Yeah.
can't join. It's just saying joining.
Yeah. So Zambians, all the best. We'll keep talking. As for me, I won't stop. Mama Pumulo will keep talking. Whatever happens, we'll put in our 2 cents. But I want to finish by saying it is time now for a woman president. A woman president has to come up and stand. Let us try a woman president. Maybe she will be better. Because about memwandini mulefiro okushtanangu negotiate fee ifisuma fya chalo, you are just aligning your pockets. You are looking at what is in it for me. Okay, I'm not talking about the electorates. I'm talking about those who put themselves up for political slots. When you put yourself up there to govern a country, do the right thing. Serve your people. Make sure it is beneficial to everyone that is concerned, and everyone meaning the Zambians. So that's that, Mama Pumulo. Thank you. I've got to leave, my darling.
Thank you, Mama.
Take care.
I gotta leave too.
Good night.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Anik, for your contribution. Vampombo, let's, I don't know. Let me see if you can join now. I'm trying to add Vampombo. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me, but I think I cannot come on a video.
Can you
You can hear
on
me,
the camera?
no, I cannot see myself on the camera. But all right, you can.
Okay, so what you can do, go ahead and speak after Mwalanda. When you get a chance, just uninstall and then reinstall your Facebook app on the phone in which they delete and then put it back.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We are listening.
What we are also saying is, I think I am siding with I'm siding with what Kasonde Mwenda said when he went to the meeting this morning, when there was a group of different presidents from different political parties in Zambia. And my friends, who I really support this young man, Kasonde Mwenda, is that he said, we need the economic independence in Zambia. We need, this is the time. This is the time for the economic independence in Zambia. Whether you are UPND, PF, CDF, anything, you can be anything, can be part of any political party, but Madam Queen Pumi, this is now 24th October 2024 will be 60 years of independence. 60 years of independence. And now 60 years, a person who is 60 years old is not a young boy, is not a baby, is an old man. So Zambia now is no longer a young democracy, but we can now call Zambia an old democracy. Which, if it is an old democracy, needs now the young people to take charge. And this 2024, it's time for the youth to take charge of the country's governance. UPND, PF, CDF, anything, anybody, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you belong to, but what matters is this. Let's put to pension all the old folks who came from the independence, and let now the young people get the leadership of this beautiful and marvelous country and very rich country, which is Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you. Mushtefio, and then we can come tomorrow and talk. And install the page and restore your Facebook app. Otherwise, thank you, Oscar. God bless you. Thank you, viewers. We'll be here tomorrow and we'll continue the discussion. Thank you.